Today's the day. Gold sprints tonight. Let's just say. Now I want to take this little transition from the run to here when we're getting ready as an opportunity to acknowledge the fact that when you guys leave a comment, I almost always read it, even though I don't acknowledge it. And I want to try and make that as clear as I can by saying that showing you guys this and going out and getting a DVI cable instead of a VGA cable very much came across in the comments of the last video. So I took the advice and I got a DVI cable instead of a VGA one, and if it doesn't work, I'll never believe anything anyone says in the comments ever again. There's a lot riding on this. That worked. Hey! Okay, comments can continue below every video from this point forward. You guys win. Okay, it is 2:45. Still have a bunch of time before I have to be there. I know it's not Tinker Tuesday, but we're gonna mess with the bike anyway. See, in that order that we brought in from Jensen, one of those bottom brackets, one of those parts was indeed for this bike. Come on! So with a quick bottom bracket, swap, we can actually go ride this thing for the first time in a long time. Thankfully, I didn't put all this stuff on very tight. Okay, short lesson time because I want to. You already know everything that there is about GXP spindles and bottom brackets. You can skip the next, 30 seconds. If you don't, here is a short lesson in how they work. Notice how the shaft here, the spindle, is one size, then there's a step here and another size with a machined bearing surface here and a machined bearing surface here. That is an intentional design feature to ensure that there's no unnecessary and unwanted bearing preload put on either one of the bearings. The spindle will only go in as far as it can to the non-drive side bearing, which is 22 millimeters, until it butts up against this step in the spindle. The crank arm goes on and sandwiches the bearing on the inside bearing race only, and creating no bearing preload on this side and leaving this side to free float and be totally unaffected by any sort of torque put on the bolt in here. It's an ingenious design, but it is only usable on a SRAM GXP spindle and bottom bracket. You can't use this bottom bracket or this spindle with any other setup. Nick, this is sort of directed at you, sorry. Can't hurt to go ride it just a little bit. Whoa! This is, just put in the most simplest terms, the most sprightly and most fun this bike has ever been. And it's not like I have like really high dollar stuff on this, just like instead of it being something that came off of someone's bike, at the bike shop because it needed to be replaced. It was like a slightly newer and slightly less stock from someone else's bike part. And it's awesome. I guess I'd be a little bit concerned that maybe that last comment would be somewhat alienating to a message that I'm always trying to portray on this channel. So let me just clarify that I don't mean that this bike is more fun because it has like better parts on it or that there's like more expensive things on it. Why it's more fun is because the hubs aren't seized, the bottom bracket isn't seized, and it's like usable and doesn't make like kind of terrifying noises that you're not really sure if when they go away, if you're gonna die. Or essentially what I'm saying is like well-maintained stuff that isn't broken, slightly more enjoyable. Necessary? I think that this thing is like a fine example of a bike that it's not necessary to have wildly maintained or have nice parts on. Until kind of like now. Okay, so a couple things to take home from that little shakedown ride. Headset, a little bit loose. And the low gear limit screw needs to come out a little bit. Alright, slightly stressful moment with the setup. For some reason it works perfectly fine on the shed. Doesn't really want to work really great here. But we got her.
You would think I believe it. A fantastic tail like that? I imagine you're finding incredible.
You gonna win today?
No. Well, we'll see.
Oh, that's 1707. That's what a 15.9 looks like right here. From YouTube, yeah. All right, Matt. Time to keep your feet in, do something. Go! You have got to be kidding me. Sort of a joke. Come on. Then, race is over. You lose. There you go. There's a time to be proud of. 1 minute 5 seconds.